Next we have Ben Wagner from Microsoft Corporation. Ben?
Hello, everybody. There we go. I'm glad that 4 years ago when I signed up, I actually used my own name for my tag on AVS. People actually know who I am. Thank you all for coming, and thank you so much for being AVS. You guys probably have no idea how big a deal what you guys say, what you guys think is to us at Microsoft and what we do, and how much we have guys staying late on weekends going, we're going to do this for the AVS guys. A lot is because we are the AVS guys in a lot of ways. My biggest thing for you guys got me hired, actually. My wife and kids went away to summer camp for about 5 days. 5 days to myself, and yeah, I could have read some books or something, but man, there's an interesting AVS post about this HD, DVD, and Blu-ray stuff coming down the road.
Okay, I'd like to have Craig Eggers from Dolby come on up here. Mr. Craig! That's right. Craig, you hate this stuff, I know. Here you go.
Thanks, David. Wow. He told me to speak loud so you all could hear. I left Toshiba about 4 years ago to come to Dolby. And one of the things I wanted to do was to have Dolby become more of a company that reached out to early adopters and addressed the community that really does influence a lot of buying decisions of their friends. Besides having a lot of opinions, the AVS Forum also influences a lot of buying decisions. And I commend you guys for being loyal. And I commend you guys for loving this industry, and I commend you guys for loving this product. And I'm glad to be associated with you. So, my message is, thanks for your support. Get out and support these hardware manufacturers. Get out and talk about the great experiences you're getting from the audio, as well as the video, and keep on keeping on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Craig, but hang on 1 second if you would, please.
Say that with enough passion?
You were passionate, man. You were so passionate, you moved me.
Hallelujah, praise Jesus.
To the extent, Craig, that we offer to Dolby this year for the way we listen to the world through lossless True HD, in appreciation for what we hear, AVS Forum 2007. And I hope you don't get mad that we used your logo. I didn't get permission from legal. But I figured it was an award. You can leave now. It wouldn't be an AVS Forum Party unless we ended it with the man in video himself. The man who we gave Runco International, is who I'm speaking of, an award for at CEDIA for bringing Hollywood home. And this is a Hollywood theme party here for Cinewide technology. That was awarded to him from AVS Forum at the CEDIA party. Without further ado, Mr. Sam Runco.
I'll spend a couple minutes talking about the origin of where this stuff came from, because I think you guys talk about it a lot. I see a lot of things, different things written about Runco, some mistaken, some true, some of the stuff that looks like mistakes, very true. But what I'm going to tell you is some of it I'm not neither proud nor ashamed of, but it's part of the origin of the industry. In 1979, I was trying to get the movies to take on CRT projectors and a VTR. It was a long time ago. And I tried, probably because I didn't have any sense, because I was trying something that was really impossible, that movie houses would actually do it. But I got one movie house in San Francisco to accept it. He worked in Hollywood, then he worked at this theater in San Francisco, and I don't remember the name exactly because they X'd it out. He bought the first 2 projectors from me with VTR and a monitor, and I'd been trying to sell home theater for so long, trying to get it to sell into the theaters, but for some reason, these guys actually started buying. It became a huge part of my business through the late 70s and into the mid 80s. And in the middle '80s, and I had all of the business. I hate to say it, and somehow I ended up at the Mandalay Bay, and those awards of which I was responsible for showing the video of the first ones is going on over there, coincidentally, you know. And there's a lot more Italians. I don't know how that happened. But these guys in San Francisco who started all this, you know, they were pretty seedy characters, still are. Well, in this building in the Sahara, strangely enough, they had the high-end two-channel business. How many people remember that in here? When the two-channel business was in the rooms downstairs, and upstairs in the deal was these X-rated guys, right? And I had started trying to convert two-channel guys over to home theater. That was my business, was trying to convert them. And it's when I started wearing suits, because I never did that up until that point in time. I actually used to call them uniforms when I wore them. And I didn't want these guys to know at all that I was associated with this other part of the business, but it was tough because when I was walking with them through the hallways, there was these Italian guys with cigars and all the girls yelling, "Hey, Sam!" And as bad as I was trying to avoid that because I didn't want anybody to know the truth, the perception was even worse because they didn't know that I was selling to these people. They thought I was a customer. And as time went on, new people took over those things, and I separated myself more and more from it. But again, I was never really involved other than the sale of those to converting over from 16 millimeter, and we converted about 90% of the theaters in the country over to 16 millimeter. It was a real interesting time for me in my life, and I can't tell you how happy I was to see home theater take off. Because it was pretty, you know, getting paid from those guys. I don't know what I had to do. One time, the guy, you know, they'd pay you with bags of money. One time there was a set that the guy wouldn't pay me for, and how do you collect from the mafia? You know, what do you do? So the set was hung up like 30 feet high, so I got one of those Uzi water guns and went into the theater and took it out. And when he called me to service it, I wouldn't give it back without collecting the money. So, a lot of stories, but it's how it really happened, and it was coincidental that on the ride over here, I'm thinking, wow, the Sahara, you know, what a thing. You know, sometimes you don't want to know the origin of things, but I know all you guys. I read all the things. Now I didn't read the last 6 million because I wasn't home last month, but I try to stay in touch, and I really appreciate what you've done. What David has put together here is phenomenal, and I don't have to tell you what a passion this is in my life. No matter what I see said about Runco, good, bad, or indifferent, as long as the name is spelled correct, which sometimes it's not. But I love to see it. A lot of supporters, a lot of support for the industry. As long as you're supporting the industry, you're supporting Runco, because that's my whole goal. I don't know that you know this or not. It's something I'm very proud of. Runco has not had a single lawsuit in 10 years. I don't know if you know how difficult that is in a big company. Now, I learned from these guys that own those theaters. You show up at the guy's house. But we haven't had a single lawsuit. We've always been able to make everything work, make things happen, make people happy and satisfied, and that's my job. And I like being a part of your industry. I love having you all involved. I thank you very much for coming, and thanks for listening. Before I leave, I want to talk about David and Brenda, the cruise this year. I can't help but be the pitch guy. I go with my family. We go because we love it. We have a great time just talking with other people who have the bug and have taken the Kool-Aid like we have. I'd love to see you there. So see if you can come and join us this year. Thanks, David.
Mr. Sam Runco.